Hello everyone, today we're traveling back in time to a period that continues to fascinate and inspire us, the Middle Ages. This era, spanning roughly from the 5th to the late 15th century, is often misunderstood. It's portrayed as a dark age, a time of ignorance and decline, but that's far from the truth. Join me as we delve into this rich and complex period and uncover its wonders. Imagine a world without cars, electricity, or the internet. A world where life revolved around the seasons, the land, and the church. This was the reality for people in the Middle Ages. It was a time of great change and upheaval, but also of incredible creativity and resilience. From the fall of the Roman Empire to the dawn of the Renaissance, the Middle Ages laid the foundation for the world we know today. It's easy to view the past through a modern lens and judge it by our standards. But to truly understand the Middle Ages, we need to shed our preconceptions and step into the shoes of those who lived then. We need to appreciate their challenges, their triumphs, and their unique perspective on the world. The Middle Ages often conjures up images of brave knights, majestic castles, and epic battles, and while these elements were certainly a part of medieval life, they represent just a small fraction of a much larger and more intricate tapestry. Yes, there were knights bound by chivalry, defending their lords and fair maidens, and yes, imposing castles dotted the landscape, serving as strongholds and symbols of power. But beyond these romanticized images lay a complex society with its own set of rules, beliefs, and ways of life. Farmers toiled the land, craftsmen honed their skills, and merchants traded goods from distant lands. Religion played a central role in everyday life, offering solace, guidance, and a sense of community. In the following sections, we'll delve deeper into the heart of the Middle Ages. We'll explore the rise of feudalism, the impact of the Black Death, the beauty of Gothic architecture, and much more. Get ready to discover the innovations, the artistry, and the enduring legacy of this remarkable era. The Middle Ages may be long gone, but its influence can still be felt today. So, fasten your seatbelts, open your minds, and get ready for an unforgettable journey through time. In this segment, we'll take a closer look at what life was like during this fascinating period. Imagine a world vastly different from our own, where the rhythm of life was dictated by the seasons, the availability of resources, and the dictates of tradition. People in the Middle Ages lived in a predominantly rural society. The majority of the population resided in small villages scattered across the countryside. These villages were largely self-sufficient, with inhabitants relying on farming, craftsmanship, and trade to meet their basic needs. Life was hard work, and survival was often a daily struggle. Despite the hardships, there was a strong sense of community in these villages. People relied on each other for support, and shared celebrations and traditions helped to strengthen social bonds. Life may have been simpler, but it was also deeply interconnected with nature and the cycles of the year. To understand medieval society, we need to understand feudalism. This hierarchy of lords and vassals was bound by oaths and service. At the top was the king, granting land for military support. Nobles granted land to lesser lords, creating a chain of allegiance. Peasants worked the land, providing the system's economic foundation. The feudal system provided stability but was inherently unequal. It shaped the political landscape and influenced all aspects of society. Daily life in the Middle Ages varied greatly depending on one's social standing. For peasants, life revolved around agriculture. They toiled the land, raising crops and livestock to feed themselves and pay their dues to their lords. Work was arduous and done largely by hand, using simple tools and techniques passed down through generations. For those living in towns and cities, a wider range of occupations existed. Craftsmen like blacksmiths, carpenters, and weavers produced essential goods, while merchants bought and sold goods from local and distant lands. Guilds, organizations of craftsmen and merchants, played a crucial role in regulating trade, setting standards, and providing social support for their members. Life expectancy was significantly shorter than it is today, and infant mortality rates were high. Disease was rampant, and access to healthcare was limited. Yet despite these challenges, people found joy in simple pleasures: music, storytelling, religious festivals, and the company of family and community. Medieval society was highly stratified, with clear divisions between different social classes. At the top were the nobility and the clergy, who enjoyed wealth, power, and influence. Below them were the merchants and craftsmen, who formed a growing middle class in urban centers, and at the bottom were the peasants, who made up the vast majority of the population. Social mobility was limited, and one's birth largely determined their station in life. However, opportunities for advancement did exist, particularly for those with exceptional skills or ambition. The church in particular offered a path for upward mobility, as talented individuals could rise through its ranks to positions of power and influence. While social hierarchy was rigid, it also provided a sense of order and stability in a world often characterized by uncertainty and change. Everyone had a defined role to play, and societal norms and expectations were clearly defined. This structure, while limiting individual freedom, contributed to the overall functioning of medieval society. Religion played a central and pervasive role in the lives of medieval people. The Catholic Church was the dominant force, shaping not only spiritual beliefs, but also political structures, social norms, and cultural expressions. Churches and cathedrals served as centers of community life, offering solace, guidance, and a sense of belonging. Religious rituals and observances punctuated the rhythm of daily life, from daily prayers and Sunday Mass to elaborate festivals celebrating saints and religious holidays. The Church provided education, healthcare, and charity to the poor and sick, further solidifying its central role in society. The power and influence of the Church extended far beyond the spiritual realm. It held vast landholdings, wielded political influence, and played a key role in international affairs. The papacy, the office of the Pope, was a major force in European politics, often challenging the authority of kings and emperors. Religion was not merely a matter of personal belief, but a fundamental pillar of medieval society, shaping its worldview, its institutions, and the lives of its people. In this act, we'll step into a world of vibrant colors, soaring structures, and intellectual awakening. We often hear the Middle Ages described as a dark age, but this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, it was a period of immense creativity, a time when art, architecture, and literature flourished in remarkable ways. Imagine a world without the internet, television, or even printed books. In this environment, people turned to art and creativity as a way to express themselves, to tell stories, and to connect with the divine. From the intricate details of illuminated manuscripts to the awe-inspiring grandeur of Gothic cathedrals, the Middle Ages left behind a legacy of artistic brilliance that continues to inspire us today. So let's shed the misconception of a culturally barren era and open our minds to the richness and diversity of medieval art, architecture, and intellectual life. Get ready to be amazed by the ingenuity, the skill, and the sheer beauty of the cultural treasures that emerged from this fascinating period. Perhaps the most enduring symbol of medieval artistry is the Gothic cathedral. These towering structures, with their pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and breathtaking stained glass windows, dominated the skylines of medieval cities and served as testaments to the architectural genius of the age. Imagine standing in the vast nave of a Gothic cathedral, sunlight streaming through colorful windows, illuminating the space with an ethereal glow. The sheer scale of these structures is awe-inspiring. Think of the countless hours of labor, the skilled craftsmanship, and the unwavering faith that went into their construction. From the flying buttresses that allowed for soaring heights to the intricate carvings that adorned every surface, Gothic cathedrals were not merely places of worship, but also expressions of human ingenuity and artistic ambition. These magnificent structures served as centers of community life, drawing people from all walks of life. They were places of worship, of course, but also venues for civic gatherings, performances, and even markets. The Gothic cathedral stands as a testament to the power of human creativity and the enduring legacy of the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages witnessed an intellectual awakening. This era saw the emergence of universities. These institutions forever changed education and scholarship. Universities made learning more accessible, fostering inquiry and debate. Bologna, Paris, and Oxford became centers of intellectual excellence. The curriculum emphasized critical thinking and debate. Universities profoundly impacted medieval society. They remain a cornerstone of our modern world, showcasing the power of education. Beyond the grandeur of cathedrals and the intellectual ferment of universities, the Middle Ages produced a rich tapestry of literature and art. From epic poems and chivalric romances to intricate tapestries and illuminated manuscripts, medieval artists and storytellers expressed the human condition, explored themes of faith and doubt, and captured the imagination of their audience. Think of the enduring tales of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, stories that have captivated readers for centuries. These chivalric romances offer a glimpse into the ideals and aspirations of medieval society. Or consider the intricate beauty of illuminated manuscripts, painstakingly crafted by hand, each page a work of art. The literature and art of the Middle Ages reveal its complexities, contradictions, and enduring beauty. Music and entertainment. No exploration of medieval culture would be complete without mentioning music and entertainment. Despite the challenges of daily life, people in the Middle Ages found joy in music, dance, and storytelling. Imagine the lively atmosphere of a medieval festival, with musicians playing traditional instruments, jugglers and acrobats performing daring feats, and storytellers captivating audiences with tales of heroes and villains. Music played an integral role in both religious and secular life. In churches and cathedrals, Gregorian chants filled the air with their ethereal melodies, while in castles and taverns, troubadours entertained noble courts with songs of love, chivalry, and adventure. The music of the Middle Ages, often passed down orally through generations, provides a vibrant soundtrack to this historical period. From the grandeur of tournaments and jousts to the simple pleasures of communal dancing and singing, the Middle Ages were not devoid of entertainment and leisure. These forms of amusement provided respite from the hardships of daily life, fostered social bonds, and added richness and texture to the cultural fabric of the era. This era was marked by significant events reshaping Europe's political, social, and religious landscape. Conflicts and crises tested the resilience of its people, leaving an indelible mark on history. Kingdoms rose and fell, religious fervor ignited conflicts, and a devastating pandemic swept across the land. Witness the Crusades, the Black Death, and the 100 Years' War unfold. The Crusades, a series of religious wars waged by Christian Europe from the late 11th to the 13th centuries, were driven by religious zeal, political ambition, and economic motives. European armies marched east to capture the Holy Land from Muslim control, sparked by Pope Urban II's call to arms in 1095. The First Crusade captured Jerusalem in 1099, but subsequent crusades failed to establish a lasting Christian presence. The Crusades fostered cultural exchange, spurred trade, and contributed to the rise of powerful new political entities. However, they also left a legacy of religious intolerance and violence that resonates to this day. The Crusades remind us of the complexities of faith, conflict, and human ambition. In the mid-14th century, the Black Death, likely caused by bubonic plague, swept across Europe, leaving a trail of death and despair. It is estimated that 1/3 to 1/2 of the population perished, decimating entire villages and towns. Labor shortages crippled agriculture and industry, trade routes were disrupted, and widespread fear led to social unrest. The Black Death shattered the existing social order, challenged religious beliefs, and fostered a sense of societal trauma. Yet amidst the devastation there were stories of resilience and human ingenuity as people struggled to rebuild their lives. The pandemic left an enduring mark on Europe, both demographically and culturally. From 1337 to 1453, England and France were locked in the 100 Years' War, a conflict sparked by disputes over territory and succession. The war saw the rise of new military technologies, including gunpowder weaponry, which revolutionized warfare. It fostered a sense of national identity in both nations and led to the decline of feudalism and the rise of centralized monarchies. The Hundred Years' War shaped the political landscape of Europe and paved the way for future rivalries. The Middle Ages were marked by dynamic change, with events like the Crusades, the Black Death, and the Hundred Years' War shaping history. These events led to the decline of feudalism, the rise of nation-states, and the transformation of warfare. They also fostered cultural exchange, spurred technological innovation, and laid the groundwork for the Renaissance and the Reformation. The legacy of the Middle Ages continues to resonate today, from cathedrals to legal systems and universities. Contrary to the perception of intellectual stagnation, this era saw significant strides in various fields, from agriculture to medicine. Curious minds, driven by a thirst for knowledge, made groundbreaking contributions that laid the foundation for future scientific revolutions. Let's delve into the world of medieval innovation and uncover the technological advancements that shaped their world. One of the most significant areas of innovation during the Middle Ages was in agriculture. The heavy plow revolutionized farming in northern Europe, making it possible to cultivate dense clay soils and increase arable land. The three-field crop rotation system maintained soil fertility and ensured a more reliable food supply. Medieval farmers also made strides in water management, animal husbandry, and the development of new agricultural tools. These advancements transformed the landscape of medieval Europe, supporting a growing population. Agricultural innovations laid the foundation for future agricultural revolutions. A quiet revolution was taking place in the realm of ideas, with medieval scholars exploring the natural world with renewed curiosity. Roger Bacon, a 13th-century English friar, championed empirical observation and experimentation in the pursuit of knowledge. Medieval physicians made notable contributions to anatomy, surgery, and the treatment of diseases. Universities provided a fertile ground for the exchange of ideas and the advancement of medical knowledge. These early scientists and thinkers laid the groundwork for the scientific revolution. Their emphasis on observation and experimentation paved the way for a new era of scientific inquiry. The Middle Ages were a time of remarkable innovation and technological advancement. Agricultural innovations like the heavy plow and the three-field crop rotation system supported a growing population. The rise of universities and the spirit of scientific inquiry planted the seeds for the scientific revolution. The inventions and discoveries of the Middle Ages serve as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. The legacy of medieval ingenuity lives on in the technologies we use today and the pursuit of knowledge that drives human progress. In this act, we turn our attention to the most influential institution of the era, the Church. Faith shaped governments, social norms, and individual destinies, with the Church's influence touching every aspect of medieval life. Cathedrals and churches served as focal points for communities, offering solace, guidance, and a sense of belonging. The Church was a powerful landowner, a patron of the arts, and a center of learning. Let's explore the role of the Church, the papacy, and monastic life in shaping the medieval world. At the heart of the Church's authority stood the papacy, the office of the Pope. The Pope wielded immense spiritual and temporal power, crowning emperors, launching crusades, and engaging in political maneuvers. The papacy faced challenges from ambitious rulers and reformers questioning church practices. The investiture controversy highlighted tensions between secular and religious authority. Despite these challenges, the papacy remained a dominant force, shaping the political landscape of Europe. The papacy's influence left an indelible mark on the course of history. Monastic life was another facet of the Church's influence, with monasteries serving as centers of learning, piety, and service. Monks, bound by vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, dedicated themselves to prayer, study, and labor. Monasteries preserved classical knowledge, copied manuscripts, and developed new farming techniques. They provided essential services to their communities, offering hospitality, caring for the sick, and educating the young. Monastic life played a crucial role in shaping medieval society and preserving knowledge for future generations. As we've seen, the Church's influence permeated every aspect of medieval life, from the grandeur of papal pronouncements to the quiet devotion of monastic cells. Religion provided a framework for understanding the world, a source of comfort in times of hardship, and a driving force for both conflict and creativity. The Church's legacy, however, extends far beyond the medieval period. The ideas, institutions, and artistic treasures it fostered continue to shape our world today. The universities that emerged under its patronage remain centers of learning. The cathedrals it built still inspire awe, and the moral and ethical questions it grappled with continue to resonate. By understanding the role of religion in the Middle Ages, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of this era, a time when faith and reason, power and piety were often intertwined in intricate and fascinating ways. The Church's enduring presence reminds us of the power of belief to shape societies, inspire great works, and leave an indelible mark on the course of human history. And so, we come to the end of our incredible journey through the Middle Ages. We've explored 1,000 years of history, witnessed the rise and fall of empires, marveled at architectural wonders, and delved into the minds of remarkable individuals. It's been a journey of discovery, challenging preconceptions, and revealing the vibrancy and complexity of this often misunderstood era. As we return to our own time, let's carry with us a newfound appreciation for the Middle Ages, not as a dark age but as a period of transformation, a crucible from which modern Europe emerged. The seeds of many of the institutions and ideas we take for granted today, universities, representative governments, scientific inquiry, were sown during this remarkable era. The Middle Ages may be over, but their legacy lives on, woven into the fabric of our world. The next time you walk through a bustling city or gaze upon a Gothic cathedral, remember the generations who came before, their struggles, their triumphs, and their enduring contributions to the world we know today. The Middle Ages were far from static. It was a period of immense change, of dynamism and innovation. From the ashes of the Roman Empire arose new kingdoms, new social structures, and new ways of thinking. The feudal system, for all its inequalities, provided a framework for order and stability in a turbulent world. The Church, too, played a pivotal role, shaping not just spiritual beliefs but also political structures, artistic expression, and intellectual life. The Crusades, though ultimately unsuccessful in their military objectives, fostered cultural exchange and expanded the horizons of the medieval world. And through it all, the human spirit endured, finding expression in art, literature, and music of astonishing beauty and power. The Middle Ages were a time of both great faith and brutal conflict, of intellectual curiosity and deep-seated superstition, of artistic brilliance and devastating pandemics. It was a time of contradictions, of light and shadow that defies easy categorization. And yet it's precisely this complexity that makes the Middle Ages so endlessly fascinating. Our journey through the Middle Ages may be ending, but the quest for knowledge, for understanding, never truly ends. I encourage you to delve deeper into this captivating period, to explore its art and architecture, to read its literature, and to discover its hidden stories. Share what you've learned with others, ignite their curiosity, and help dispel the myths and misconceptions that still surround this era. The Middle Ages have much to teach us about ourselves, about our shared history, and about the enduring power of the human spirit. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. May your own journeys through time be filled with wonder, discovery, and a newfound appreciation for the tapestry of human history. Until our paths converge again, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the spirit of the Middle Ages alive.